Hey.
Thanks for clicking on our faces. Looks like we already got some comments here. Let's see what we got to say. What we had. Glad to see y'all giving the show attention. To see some YouTubers sleeping on it, not giving it a fair shake. I agree. I think people unjustly judge this show before watching it. I agree.
No,
I think people unjustly. Let's see.
Wow.
It's improving a lot, in my opinion. Same. We're on the same page. But guys,
Yes.
here we are talking about episode 7 of Gotham Knights. Now, a lot went down. Like, of course, we're still the central plot is we're trying to solve the murder of Bruce Wayne, and
I'm not. I'm not. The man's dead.
we still got to solve the murder here. We got to see what happened. What's the real reason? I'm still under the theory that he's not really dead. I think he's not really dead.
that would be very interesting if that happened. Because
I think so.
he might know about the special juice that the old man was taking.
Or it could be like a fake Bruce Wayne. Maybe he's in hiding somewhere. I don't know, because I feel like Batman, you can't kill off Batman like that. I feel like they just wanted us to think that he's dead. But we won't find that out for a while if that's the case. But tonight we're still trying to find out who's actually behind his death. And they decide, hey, let's. There's these random robberies going on. They're taking all of this art, what they thought was originally like randomly, but there's actually a connection. It's that all of these art pieces belong to Papa Wayne. And
Grandpapa Wayne.
Grandpapa Wayne, right?
Yes.
And that's the connection. We get introduced to a new character. I want to say she's like a lieutenant or kind of like what's her name from Black Lightning?
Oh, Officer Harris.
Officer Harris.
Yeah, it was interesting when she came in because I thought the opening was actually really good, right? You mentioned earlier about how everyone was really sleeping on Gotham, and I was one of them because I felt like the first few episodes was so slow. I wasn't feeling it. But these last 2 episodes, and I know we're talking about this episode 6, I believe, I thought the opening was great. You have this, we don't know who it is, this criminal person is taking these paintings, and the way that she did everything, and I know I already revealed it from saying she, but the way that the person did everything was great. Like, took the painting, waited for the officers to come in, and kicked all kinds of ass. Black Widow style too. If you that way, I felt like it was definitely Black Widow wise.
Yeah, the action, the show is doing it for me within the action department. I feel like every episode does have like little fight scenes, something to get you going. One of the promos had footage not seen yet of the owls carrying a coffin into their lair. Maybe that's maybe the map helps them find the Lazarus pit and resurrect Bruce.
See, I love that the person mentioned Lazarus Pit, and thank you for tuning in, seeing that you're a really big fan. We appreciate that. We're going to do a cheers to you.
Cheers.
But I do believe the Lazarus Pit does play a role. I was telling I don't have a mama bad guy report, but she definitely told me that every time you laugh at it, it makes it like.
This is hilarious.
I know we need to have an intro for her and everything. But she was really feeling this episode, and she said, oh, because she told me because she watched it yesterday. I watched it today, and she was explaining like they spray something on. We're just gonna call him Papa Killer. Papa, I'll take your head off, Papa Butcher. And,
the Butcher. Okay, yeah.
And she couldn't understand, but I said from Batman lore, the only thing that keeps, and I go back to Ra's al Ghul, and what kept him alive for hundreds of years or something like that is the Lazarus Pit. The same thing that brought back one of your faves, see? The Red Hood.
The Red Hood. I was about to say Lala from Black Lightning.
No, Lala, they just wanted to punish Lala. You just can't die.
I mean, well, we're picking stuff from the past, and you might be right about that because there's a lot of stuff that they're picking from the past. Mind you, this is the first time I heard about anything else outside of the day of that he killed his parents about the Bruce Wayne's father's killer.
You're talking about Joe Chill?
Yeah, the dude.
Well, that's actually part of the lore, though. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, the fact that they even just brought him in and made him part of the story and made this whole thing surrounded with all 3 generations of Waynes. is just like interesting, bro, because they put in layers on top of layers and layers all over everybody, and I'm here for it, bro. Like it's popping, but then at the same time, the first 2 episodes were like, so I can understand why people are not really into it, because now it's really good.
I agree. I'm really enjoying it. I really started to like it after episode 3. But as far as this episode, right, I feel like, we got to see more of what's her name, the jump off. We got to see Harvey Dent and his little mistress, if you will, right? And I thought, how dare this woman be at her husband's deathbed, practically confessing her love for another man. She's like, all I could think about was you. My husband is dying, but all about I'm you.
Well,
that's what happens when you only seek in your own best interest. Babe. She got married for selfish reasons. She didn't get married because she cared about dude. You know what I mean? She's got exactly what she gets.
That's true.
Happy with it.
Well, unhappily married. They definitely seem to have a very tumultuous marriage, because she is all about Harvey. And Harvey was playing hard to get, but you see, he's kind of into it. He likes the toxic. He likes the drama.
Well, some people would say Harvey dented her.
I mean, like, here's the truth, though. The only reason why he kept trying not to pull the trigger is because she's married.
He was trying his best. No, he was trying his best not to be involved with her and all that stuff. But she was feeling the dent, and she wanted to.
You know what though? I noticed that he didn't really.
That he left a dent.
No, not just that he left a dent, but like he didn't really turn in this episode.
No, and I wonder why. I wonder what his trigger is.
Yeah, because I thought it was gonna be that. I thought he was all of a sudden gonna. She was going to turn him out and he was just going to become the other guy. But no, that didn't happen, because I expected to see him wake up in the bed as him, as that other, but no.
Silhouette, tremendous. Thank you for tuning in, but Big Bad Harv.
Big Bad Harv. Daddy Harv, that's what we're going to call him.
They call him the detonator. I'm sorry.
But also, speaking of connections, right? Is it me, or are they trying to give everybody a shot? Because there was definitely some kind of scene between Stephanie and Harper. I unsuspected. I didn't think this was going to happen, but it seems like they're trying to.
They're bonding.
More than bonding, they was giving each other eye talk about, scars are sexy, wink, wink, and stuff like that. I was like, hold on, are they trying to get a team going?
I wouldn't be surprised, because they're open with it.
Well, they are, because also too, you're talking about the officer. I forgot her name, but when her family, because her family was abducted and taken away, it was her family. She had a kid and a wife. I don't know if that's the route that they're going when you talk about Stephanie and
I wish I had a screenshot. Harper.
Yeah, Harper.
I wish I had a screenshot, because there was definitely some heat being thrown with the eyes, and it wasn't heat of rage; it was heat of passion. And I noticed. I said, "Hold on, what's going on here?"
I didn't know. They might secretly like each other. I mean, they're very similar. They're both very smart. So they might,
could be enemies to lovers storyline that we've been looking for.
That's right. Never know. That's more layers. That's interesting.
Yeah. So there was that happened in the show. It was just so much going on, and we got to see more of keep on wanting to call him Tucker. Is it Turner or Tucker? Y'all know who I'm talking about. Baby Bat, him.
Yeah.
We get to see more of him.
You talking about Turner?
Yeah, him.
The guy that I constantly says he does suck. No, he really sucks. Can I say something real quick?
He's coming into his own.
No. He's not doing any of that. Let me tell you something. When he said, it's time for the Gotham Knights, I said, this guy sucks. I can't take this seriously. I would love to team immediately.
He's got these Captain America vibes.
No, Captain America has to fight.
He's got these Captain America vibes where he's just like the ultimate.
No. Captain America.
Here's why I say that. You see how, like, at the end, when the Joker's daughter was feeling bad about this guy dying, and then and then he says to her, "Don't worry. Just because you did a good thing doesn't make you a good person."
Right.
I found that incredible, because, like, he knows what to say.
He knows his team.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows his team.
Definitely the Michael Jordan of the group. He knows.
No, I got it. Well, I guess in the group, sure.
He knows.
But I would say in this episode, I really have to give. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I would say in this particular episode, because I get what you're saying with him, because he's the leader, he's the one, and all. I get that. But in this particular episode, I gotta give it to Joker's daughter because she was the one who.
You always giving it to her. Let somebody else get some shine.
I mean, yo,
when they need to step into the sun, see the superior.
Yo, you can't deny her though, bro. She held it down in this episode.
She did. She took that. She took Dorothy from Golden Girls, and that's not even Dorothy. That's Dorothy's mother.
No, that's Sophia.
That is Sophia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did she take Sophia?
I was surprised they brought her back because actually she might be a fan favorite, at least over here, because we were always talking about her ever since we saw her, the older lady.
That lady is scary. And look how bad she is. You saw the stabbery the old lady came out.
Yes. She is a brawler. She's got some fight in her still.
She comes off like the sweetest. I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching this on the go, and when I was watching, and when Joker's daughter turned off the oxygen, I was like, "Oh God, that is awful! Like that is terrible." But when she sits there and Robin, she's trying to play good cop, and obviously Joker's daughter is being bad cop. Robin leaves and leaves Joker's daughter, who reluctantly does something good. She says, "Oh, you want me to play the the music jukebox or whatever?" When she does that and she plays it, and then revealing that's a knife, stabs her and then chokes her with the oxygen thing. I said, "Oh, this is the most violent episode of Golden Girls I've ever seen in my life."
This is 100% spot on. She reminded me of the elderly woman in Legion, the ancient movie, not the X-Men. Yes, I've never seen it exactly. That for sure. That's the same almost. Oh. Y'all definitely like the same old lady, the same vibes.
They also, he said Turner Hayes is kind of lacking in emotions, and I think that's what it is for me. I wanted to hit on that comment. I think he's trying to do what David did as Bruce. I didn't watch a whole lot of what was that? Just called Gotham, right? I watched maybe season 1 and 2. I didn't follow the rest and played the antisocial teen slowly growing into his own. That's probably what he's trying to do, because he definitely lacks emotion for me, where everyone is like, even with, I can't think of the guy's name, the brother of Harper, he shows emotion. He shows things. He's like, yeah, I'm smart and all these other things. And he's just like, I don't know, he seemed like a piece of wood on the floor, talking about Turner.
You know what though? But it kind of coincides with how Batman was. Because
very stoic.
When you see the Justice League, you see how Batman is with the rest of the team, and it reminds me very much of that, of how he was. And then, mind you, Batman would even come around and say inspirational things sometimes, but then be very cold and distant.
Like he's trying to be like a mini Nightwing or something. That's what I feel like they're trying to
get. Nightwing had charisma. Nightwing, no, he's trying to be.
Nightwing is a little dry. I'm sorry, he's a little dry. Sad.
Depends.
I think it's dry. All of them are a little dry. Let's just keep it real. Everybody in the Bat family a little dry, except for maybe Damian and Jason. That's my boo. So other than that,
you're just biased because when it comes to Jason, but Dick Grayson definitely is like the charismatic one of all of them. Oh. Easily. Jason, he's charismatic, but he's also just pretty much like, I just want to kill you. Stab.
Get to business. More stabbing.
No, to the green cup. I see with the green. You should have had a blue cup.
More stabbing, less capping. I like that. That's a good one. To the club. Take that to the club.
But yeah, there was a lot of action that happened in this episode. Like Someone was saying, I'm really enthusiastic about this series. I enjoy. Yes, like I said many a times, it is the CW show, so keep that in mind. It's good.
Here's the truth: it's taken away from the negative CW expectations, if that makes sense. Because I expected this to be a lot cheesier than it is. It's a lot better than, like the plot lines that come in, like Black Lightning and all the other stuff. That's the kind of cheese that I was expecting. No, that's not here. So yeah, let's get it popping.
I like the Black Lightning cheese. I don't know what you talk about. But the Flash,
back
the
with
final
Black
season Flash cheese. It ain't like that because that joint was cheesing it up.
Can I just say something? Because I saw someone on Twitter and it was like, name a show that got canceled that you was upset about, right? And I put Black Lightning because I said Black Lightning had 4 seasons, and hear me out. Dawson's Creek had 6.
Dawson Creek was good back in the day, wasn't it? Wasn't that like
no, it was not.
Okay, you talking? Wait a minute. In the 90s, you got a kid that's sleeping with his teacher and then having a kid with his teacher.
Percy,
right? Yeah, bro. Yo, dude,
yeah, that one was
wow.
Yeah,
straight up, right. That show was like Jerry Springer in the suburbs, bro. Shout out to Jerry. You know what I mean?
But I will say we definitely should have got Painkiller. Oh yeah, rest in peace.
Yo, those people, man, that show and 90210, those people got into all kinds.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. I know this is a Gotham review, but you're telling me Dawson's Creek, someone slept with their teacher? Because I never watched the show.
Percy.
Yeah, man, that shit was full of drama, all kinds of drama. What?
It's good.
It is a good show. That's why
maybe we can do a one
shot. They ain't doing that nowadays. They ain't gonna go there like that in this show.
Oh no. Today's society is too scared. They will never go that route.
But it's a really entertaining show, Gotham Knights. I'm enjoying it. Mm-hmm. I do feel like, but to bring it back to what I was saying just really quickly, I feel like Painkiller definitely should have got a spinoff. I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, no, you was really upset about that. You was upset about that. But I do agree that talking about Gotham, getting back to Gotham, these last 2 episodes have been really, really great. My mother, once again, Mama Bad Guy Report, she loved this series. I was telling her, like, I was ready to quit, and she was like, oh, you don't know. She told me I don't know. And I
don't. Because she would have been replacing you on this panel, because we still watch. It would have been Mama Bad Guy, the third.
Wow. I will make sure to clip this and send it to her that I would have been replaced. This is disgusting.
Tell her I said it. Yeah, she would have been right down there, Mama Bad Guy, with the reporting live from Gotham City.
From Gotham City, that's great. But she's been a fan of it. These episodes have been great. There's a lot of action. You just got to be patient with the show. And what were we on, episode 6? And
don't believe the hype. Don't believe the negative press. It's a lot of people came in negatively without giving the show a chance. Give it a chance.
Yeah,
you know what I think too? I think a lot of people too. So we have a lot of so Turner is an original character. I'm not familiar with Harper and her brother, Joker's daughter. I've heard of her in the comics. All these things. So I think a lot of people are also looking for someone. When you hear Gotham Knights, like I see these guys, I'm like, if I'm thinking of Gotham Knights, I'm thinking about the Jason Todds, Dick Grayson, Damian Wayne, and Barbara Gordon. So I'll just sit and say I agree with what you're saying. See, be patient with it, and tune back with us next Wednesday because we're going to review it again. We're going to be here. We're going to have our shots. You should have a shot. If you don't drink shots, that's fine. Have a water, and let's talk some Gotham. I mean, we didn't even get a chance to talk about Harper having her moment where she talked with. I guess that was her ex-boyfriend. Didn't the ex-boyfriend look like he was like 40?
That's what I said. Okay. I said that. When he was introduced, I said, this is a grown man talking to this little girl.
I feel bad for him because he's one of those young guys that starts balding really early.
Young guys?
I mean, like you can see that he's young. Like
he's a grown man compared to her.
No, he looked like a spoiled onion.
Like, yeah, he's one of those guys that like, like by the time he's 30, he's got the whole wraparound in his head. And it's like, damn, you got a baby face of an old man's head.
He too old for her. I'm glad that relationship has ended.
I mean,
he does look old. He does look old.
Bro.
No, not Brody. Dylan McKillen.
Listen,
Dylan McKillen.
We all know that he wasn't important to her.
The parents didn't even care about the name. Darren McKillen.
He was nothing but a toy, and that's it.
But yeah, that's pretty much the whole of the show, guys. All of. But I do want to.
Let's comment this real quick because I thought this was something to highlight, and we want to make sure we highlight this individual. I always look at it this way: don't compare it to what is not trying to be Titans. What's that? Batson? Oh, I guess Batson.
Like Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I thought so. Look at Gotham Knight as a legacy, not a Batman one, basically. Good job.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I want to highlight that. Oh, Dylan. And the guy's name is Dylan. Good job, Silhouette. And thank you for tuning in, Dylan. Silhouette. You was great. Tremendous.
And yeah, and don't forget to join us next week, same time, same place. We're talking about episode 8. Bye.
Night, y'all.
Leave us a like. Adios.
Hey.